Okay, good day, guys. Welcome back. So let's quickly take a look at Nasdaq 100 for this week. We want to know where this price will be moving for this week. So, before we get started, you can see this week that just finished, we actually closed bearish, right, on Nasdaq 100. So this week that we are trying to predict for, which is December 12 to 15, right, we would expect this price to actually go bullish on this Nasdaq 100. Now I'm going to tell you various reasons why we'll be moving such a way. So before we get started, right, if you have not subscribed, make sure you click on that subscribe button, like and share. So now let's start this analysis from the monthly time frame. First of all, you want to know this trend, right? You can see this movement. Let's start it from here. Let's start from 2018. You can see this movement from 2018. Even before 2018, right, we'll be having a bullish move. But we want to start this movement from 2018. You can see this bullish move. Nasdaq 100 has been giving us a bullish move, and I've also added this 10 period moving average. We all know that once this price is above our moving average, then we have to look for a long position, right? We have to go long. It is a buy, right? So you can see that since 2018, we've been going long on Nasdaq 100 till early 2021, right? Sorry, to late 2021. This is the period of late 2021, and this is early 2022. That is about December 2022. We'll be having a bearish move earlier this year. Since early this year, we'll be having a bearish move, and you can see this bearish move. Price have now broken below our 10 period moving average. So one thing you should be thinking of, or you should be watching out for, is you should actually look for a sell position, right? What you should be looking out for is to actually go short. So when you take a look at this Nasdaq 100, now our bearish move wants to start. But when you see this movement here with our price action, so you take a look at this drop, and here comes the correction. Next we've gotten is a drop, and here comes the correction, right, on Nasdaq 100. And now you see another drop. You will notice that this drop actually broke this previous lower lows, right? So you see this lows broke this previous lower lows, and this new lows here have broken this previous lower lows. So what do you expect? A correction. After the correction, what we will be expecting? We'll be expecting a drop, right? So Nasdaq 100 be expecting a drop anytime soon, but I don't think we'll be having that drop any now, right? But we can start this December, we've gone bearish, though we would continue to go bearish on Nasdaq 100, right? As you can still see, the price is below our 10 period moving average. You should be expecting a drop on the monthly time frame. So monthly time frame, we will be expecting a drop. But for this week that we would want to analyze for, we would have to go to this weekly time frame. So when you take a look at this movement on this weekly time frame, you will see that you are kind of having like a bullish move, right? So you will see this movement here, higher highs, and here comes a correction on Nasdaq 100, and again we've gotten a new highs, right? After the new highs, what do you expect? A correction. You can see this pullback, right? Let's take this movement like this. So you can see this higher highs here, and now we've gotten a pullback. After this pullback, we will be expecting another impulse move, and you would notice that on this weekly time frame, our price is above our moving average. As long as this price is still above our moving average, especially on the weekly time frame, then we are still on a buy movement. And until this price drops and breaks below our moving average, then we can consider to short. As long as it is still above it, then we are still on a bullish move. So we will be expecting a bullish move. We will just see this as a pullback. After the pullback on Nasdaq 100, we should be expecting another kind of like a major bullish move on Nasdaq 100. So like now you can see price have reacted here. We saw price drop to this same level, then price reacted, it went up. Once price broke below this level, we had a pullback that came to test this level, and yet again we saw price came to test this level. So this is the next level we'll be watching out for. This is why I've highlighted this level, right, which is a level of 12,000, right? So at least we should get to a level of 12,000 in 3 or 4 weeks. So Nasdaq 100, we are still seeing this move as a bullish move. Only consider this as a bearish move if this price drops and break below our moving average. Once it breaks below our moving average, then we can now say, okay, we are now on a bearish move. It is now time for us to start selling. But as long as it is still above it, then we will just see this as an impulse move. And here we just gotten a pullback. So after this pullback, we'll be expecting an impulse move. So Nasdaq 100 we still consider bullish. Now take a look at this daily time frame, right? So when you notice, if you are following consistently, you would have seen how we are ranging within this level, right? You see how we came to this same level and went up. We saw price drop to this same level again, it went up. So this level below we will take as our support level, right? And this level here, when price came here, we saw price rejected here. We saw price came to this same level, rejected. We saw happened to this level again, rejected, and we saw another rejection here. So we took this level up as our resistance and why this level down as our support. Now we all know that once price breaks above our support or resistance level, we tend to see price give us a pullback to test that same level. So it is exactly what we've gotten here. Price broke above our resistance level. Of course, we expect a pullback, which has gotten. We've gotten a pullback, which came to hit our previous resistance level. The price went up, right? Price gave us a pullback to come to test this our resistance level, right? Now price have rejected. We saw price reacted here. We saw price rejected here. Now price have gone up by giving us a W movement, which we were expecting. Now we've gotten it. Price have rejected this resistance or new resistance level here, right? This top here. Price have rejected it, right? The price dropped again to this our previous support level. Guess what? After price have dropped to this level, price is now rejecting. So what movement do you expect next on this Nasdaq 100? You would be expecting a bullish. So we would want to see it come to take out this highs. So this is one of the reasons why we will be watching out for a level of 12,000 for this week. Possibly, in 2 weeks time, we should be able to hit it. But this week, we should try and hit a level of 12,000 on Nasdaq 100. So this is a level of 12,000 on Nasdaq 100, right? So we should be able to hit a level of 12,000 on Nasdaq 100. So that is to tell you that we would continue our bullish move on Nasdaq 100. Now let's see what this 4-hour time frame says. So you would know this 4-hour time frame. You can see an higher highs and higher lows. So you see this as an higher highs, and here we've gotten a pullback. Now we are expecting a new highs on Nasdaq. After that movement, at least that movement should be to take out this level here. When you take a look at it on this 4-hour time frame, you see that price have one range within this level, which is our mini resistance and this mini and support, right? You see that price have come to this resistance level rejected, came to this our we like call it mid range price rejected or our mid resistance, then price dropped to this support, then came to this same level again, rejected, dropped to this support. We saw price kind of broke out of this level, gave us a pullback. So that is an indication that this level is still an important level, right? So now that this price have dropped to this our support level, the next level we expect this price to push up is this level here. So that is a level of 11,800. So if price can hit it this week, then we'll see a further pullback, right, which will drop, and then we'll continue our bullish move next on Nasdaq. But for before that, let's try and take out this level, which is a level of 11,800. So this mid-range on our 4-hour time frame is what we would want to hit first before we consider going to a level of 12,000 for the week.